bringing you the truth, or something like the truth. This is the Bottom Line Podcast from 100.7 The Score.
You've got the Bottom Line on 100.7 The Score and 107thescore.com. Clint Scott with Josh Faupel and Jackson Frazier behind the glass, taking care of us. We get this on the Yates Flooring Center chat line. You can hit us up there as well. Thoughts, comments, reactions, questions, all that welcome there. This from Steve. Why is Oklahoma jumping over Texas Tech in bowl projections? So this is really the difference. It seems the main reports have been you're linked to either the Cheez-It Bowl or the Texas Bowl. And most of them, I think, have been, it seems more and more like you're going to the Texas Bowl. And I don't know if that's a jump over of the Cheez-It Bowl going, oh, man, still got to have that 6-6 Oklahoma team from the logo, or more likely, which I'd understand, Texas Tech going, hey, we'd like to play in Houston fan base, whatever that reason is. I don't think that's going to be a jumping situation. I don't think that's what it is. I don't know for sure, but that would be my guess. The interesting part is when you look at the projections have been Texas Tech against Arkansas, which I think old Southwest Conference showdown. I think Texas Tech and Arkansas in basketball is something I would love to keep playing. I would love that to be on the schedule every single year. It would. And Arkansas has obviously a fantastic team and things going right now with Musselman. I'd love to see him more in football. So looking at that, okay, love to play Arkansas. That would be really fun. And the news comes out today from two other schools from the same conferences. Now, the buildup, and this has been coming for a long time, the Liberty Bowl that you played in last year has been pegged as Kansas versus Missouri. Border war coming back. Haven't played it in football, at least since Missouri left for the SEC. They played it in basketball for the first time last year in a long time, and then playing it again on the same schedule as a back and forth home and home. Well, Missouri, according to the Action Network, I said, we don't want to play Kansas. Out. Of course they would. First of all, that's my whole thing with it aside. Of course, they're the ones who don't want to play this game. And at 6-6, first of all, it's ridiculous that you would have any sort of nuh-uh. And so how does that affect Texas Tech? Well, now the new projection is, I'm not sure if Missouri was thinking that they would stay in the Liberty Bowl and they'd be like, oh, maybe they'll send Oklahoma State instead. And I think I've seen that in one spot, but two other ones. And I think this is what will happen if this is the case, is Missouri will go to the Gasparilla Bowl, probably play Eastern Carolina, have fun over their Tigers. Kansas will stay in the Liberty Bowl. And now Kansas versus Arkansas opens the door where I've seen now Texas Tech versus Ole Miss, and I have a new front runner of what I want the bowl game to be. Please give us Texas Tech versus Lane Kiffin.
That would be. Where were you? How did you feel about the Twitter thing going on with Lane Kiffin?
I couldn't tell. Felt like both parties were a little bit in the wrong there. Sure. Some people I've seen like, oh, he was the mastermind behind this just to get an extension. He was planting things. I'm not sure what the case is.
It'd be a good game.
Lane Kiffin is just one that you will continually put his name in the airwaves, and we'll see it and be a forefront. He's also one of the few coaches that like would have actually seen the tweet, right, and responded. Like he's one of the most active younger coaches on social media and things like that, right? Like if it was like a Saban situation, it would have been his team. Like, hey Nick, have you seen this? You want to respond? Something like that. Yeah. And I think it's already blown over though. I mean, I'm not in the Mississippi area, but I think it's blown over now. Still, I want Lane Kiffin. I do. I think that'd be a great matchup.
Yeah. Especially all that blowing up, it keeps, not that they need help staying relevant and stuff, but just, with them coming to Texas, not coming to Texas Tech, obviously, but playing Texas Tech, it just keeps the whole matchup a little more relevant here.
Well, and you see this all the time now in bowl games. It seems like past certainly the playoff games, and then kind of half of the New Year's Six. It feels like in these other bowl games, lower bowl games, you got one team that absolutely wants to be there and another team that's just not motivated. It feels like if that matchup were to occur, that with everything that has happened with Lane Kiffin and just getting the extension, now this doesn't say of who's going to sit out of the bowl game, stuff like that. But as far as having a team ready to be there, you would think with his name being in the media so much for positive and negative and back and forth, that they would certainly want to have a good showing. I would be shocked if Texas, in any bowl game, if Texas Tech wasn't ready to go with all the excitement you've had from year one and what it took to get there. So I wouldn't expect them to be, those Red Raiders, they just came out. They did not want to be in the Cheez-It Bowl at all. They did not want to be in the Texas Bowl at all. You could tell from the first snap. I don't expect that at all this season. So I think that would be an awesome game.
Yeah, both teams are going to show up. It'd be good. I hope so, at least.
I hope so. And you know what? If you showed up and the other team didn't want to, fine.
Yeah, I'm okay with that, I guess.
Well, I don't mind showing up and kicking you all over the field. That'd be great. That being said, if both teams do show up,
what if both teams
that's
don't
going to be
show
a
up?
tough game. Yeah. You know what? Neither of us want to. Two-hand touch. That's it. Flag football. We'll do the go-kart stuff together, and they'll do all the little side videos. All right, Jackson, time for your play of the day.
Vick looking for Finneran, and Finneran
What a catch.
makes the catch for the touchdown. What a catch.
From the tough yards.
Got it easily into the end zone.
Run out of it. They wanted to pass out of it, though, today.
There goes Vick. Inside the 15, inside the 10, touchdown! 28 yards.
Tails is the call. It is heads. It is heads. Minnesota has won the call.
Vick on 2nd and 8, off the play fake, has some running room. Inside the 30, inside the 20, Vick into the end zone. Falcons win in overtime. A 46-yard touchdown run. His second touchdown run of the game, scored from 28 earlier.
The former rushing record for a quarterback on this day in 2003, I believe. 173 rushing yards and 173 passing yards for Michael Vick.
You said former because you wanted to work in.
Well, Justin Fields broke
it.
it.
Fields.
Jalen's third.
I can't remember where he lined up.
He got like 160-something. And then
That's it, just 160-something.
Yeah.
Michael Vick, the all-time
Madden
There's
quarterback.
some probably up for debate for this. In my mind, the all-time cheat code playing with him as a video game character in sports.
Yeah. But actually, so there's a new. If you pick Patrick Mahomes in the newer Maddens, they have like power-ups and stuff, and they have one called like Cannon or something like that, and or
Bazooka.
There you go. Yeah, and you can just do a 4-step drop when you have that power-up and just lob it to a receiver. No one can stop it because he already has the highest throw radius in a game, and it lets you throw it an extra like 20 yards or something like that. It's just impossible to stop. It's ridiculous.
Player X factors.
Yeah.
I haven't played the Madden franchise in like 2 years.
You don't need to.
Don't need to?
No, they're not good.
I was saving myself for NCAA, which has been pushed back another year. So rip my video game heart out.
If 2K ever decides to make NFL games again, I'm greatly looking forward to that. I don't think they will, but
You remember when the AFL had a video game?
oh my god.
Was it like just for a year? I remember wanting it as a kid. I was like, oh man, I really want that game. My parents were like, no. Like we got you the Madden football game. Like, but I didn't know the AFL game was out. I want to play indoors. looking back, was wise decision from him.
We're waiting for the sequel.
Yeah, I would say, who knows? Maybe that was an awesome game, but I just remember 1 year of it, so I don't think it was
Couldn't be that
probably
good.
that popular. Yeah. Back for one more with Josh. He'll have today's Kaylee's Dailies on 100.7 The Score.
Getting to the point, but taking the scenic route to get there. This is the Bottom Line Podcast from 100.7 The Score.
You got the bottom line on 100.7 The Score and 107thescore.com. Wiedmer from Switzerland getting the yellow card. Ooh, one more and you're gone.
Do they like pin that on his shirt? And he has to go home and show mom just to sign it and send it back on Monday.
Yes, it's oh yeah.
Well, Wiedmer kind of tackled the guy.
Yeah.
He said, "I thought this was football."
That's a good one. I like the idea of doing it like a scarlet letter, wearing it around town so everyone knows.
Yes.
Yellow card.
Mm-hmm.
Yellow card.
Mm-hmm.
The conference championships will all be played tonight and tomorrow. Sporadically, we'll have every single one of the Power 5 games. At 6 o'clock tonight, we'll have coverage right here on 100.7 The Score. Utah versus USC in the Pac-12 championship game. Starting tomorrow at 10 o'clock, we'll have coverage on 100.7 The Score of the Big 12 championship game, Kansas State TCU. And then here on 100.7 The Score at 6 o'clock, it's the ACC championship game over on Double T 97.3 at 2:30. Coverage of the SEC game. Georgia takes on LSU. And then at 6:45 on Double T 97.3, it's the Big 10 championship. Michigan and Purdue.
Got a lot of games coming.
Yeah, we do.
It's like we run this place or something.
Yeah, we run it. We own this.
We got this.
We have this. Do you feel like you have the correct picks headed into this weekend?
No,
Okay, we'll find out. This is our...
because I'm going to pick TCU in an effort to jinx them.
This is our final blind projections of football season. We'll pick some bowl games, but this will be the final record. Adding and hopefully subtracting for Jackson. We got some work to catch up to him. Most likely he's getting the Little Blind Projections trophy, though. We haven't ordered it yet, but we'll order one. If I win, though, it's going to be a lot bigger of a trophy. We'll start out, Jamie, with the Pac-12 championship game. 11th ranked Utah versus 4th ranked USC. USC is a 3-point favorite. Again, that game is tonight. Here at 100.7 The Score. Taking the Utes or the Trojans?
I will take the Trojans.
Jackson?
Same with me.
The Utes got them once this year. And I'm going to break my usual theory. Not like it's mine, I came up with it, but it's hard to beat a good team twice, because I think the Utes do beat Trojans twice. I'm going to call a melting under the pressure of knowing the college football playoff is around the corner if they win. Give me Utah. We'll go to the Conference US of A. North Texas versus UTSA. UTSA is an 8.5-point favorite. That game is also tonight. Jackson, taking the Mean Green or the Roadrunners?
I got to go with North Texas and their 29-year-old starting quarterback.
Give me UTSA. I believe that they played this game earlier in the year and UTSA won by more than that.
What's the line again?
8.5 UTSA.
Yeah, I'm going to have to go that route. UTSA.
We'll jump to the games tomorrow. We'll go to the American Conference. I think this is a sneaky good football game. Probably won't catch it just because of other games that I'm interested in. But 22nd ranked Central Florida takes on 18th ranked Tulane. Tulane is a 4-point favorite. That was the score separation the last time they played. Give me Central Florida.
I'll take the Waves.
I'm with Jamie.
Of course he is.
supposed to wave. Yeah! I'm waiting for Jackson to do it now. Go to the he showed a little more enthusiasm.
He sure did.
Go to the SEC. 14th ranked LSU takes on the top ranked Georgia Bulldogs. The Dogs. Oh, there's a goal. Goal. The Dogs are a 17.5 point favorite. What a strange celebration.
He's a very little man.
From Shaqiri.
He's very little.
He's little and his hips don't lie and he's starting to score a goal.
He's very little.
He didn't look that little when he was just running. And then they did the team celebration, and he just
was
disappeared.
Running by himself.
He just disappeared. We didn't have anybody for reference. They're a pretty stocky soccer player, too. He's like a fullback.
But he's got to be every bit of 5'2".
What's the 7-footers for soccer? Write him down as 7 foot.
I have no clue.
What a goal off the left foot too. Mm-hmm. Jamie, you're taking the Dogs, 17.5 point favorite, or the Tigers?
Yeah, give me Georgia.
Was that you applauding Georgia?
That was me thinking. By slapping my knee. It was a knee slapper.
It's a knee slapper. Ooh, in between the legs too. Jackson?
Georgia wins, but LSU covers.
Georgia wins and Georgia blows them out. That's where I'm at. Jackson, you'll pick first for the ACC title game in the Power 5 Conference Championship that really doesn't have, I guess it has the least amount riding on it, implication-wise, because both of these teams are way too far gone. But 9th-ranked Clemson is a 7.5 point favorite against 23rd-ranked North Carolina. Jackson, Tigers or Tar Heels?
Give me the Tigers.
Yeah, give me the Tigers as well.
All right, I'll take the Heels. Just for fun.
Just for fun.
Mm-hmm.
We'll go to the Big Ten. Purdue versus 2nd-ranked Michigan. Blake Corum is out for the rest of the season for the Wolverines. Bad news is they had a 200-yard rusher as a backup against Ohio State. Michigan is a 16.5 point favorite, and I don't think Purdue will be close to that.
I agree. I'll take Michigan.
Jackson?
Yeah, Michigan.
I think is that the first one we've all been simpatico? It's good. It's good.
I'm not sure.
Make it interesting. We'll go to the Mountain West. That'll be tomorrow as well. Fresno State versus Boise State. Boise State is a 3-point favorite.
I'll take the Blue Turfers.
Smurf Field. Do you like the Blue Field?
Don't hate it at all. Yep, I'm a fan.
Yeah.
Yep, doesn't bother me at all. Like the red ones in Eastern Washington, and the purple one at Central Arkansas.
Yeah, I like them too.
Mm-hmm.
I used to dislike it, and I've grown to like it.
I just think it's different.
Yeah. Jackson?
I'm going to go with Fresno State.
I'll take the Smurf Field as well. Give me the Broncos. Last but not least, fellas, I need a score prediction with this one as well. Battle of the Purple. 10th ranked Kansas State versus 3rd ranked TCU. The Horned Frogs are a 2.5 point favorite. Jackson, you're up first.
I'm going to go TCU 36-30.
Okay. Give me the Horned Frogs 42-35.
Trying to remember what I said this morning. TCU 33, K-State 28. I have no idea. I don't think that's what I said this morning, but I can't remember. It's a long time ago.
Oh, man. We get this. Clint, I've been noticing a theme. Jackson waxes you guys when it comes to picks. Well, really, it was only...
That's why we made him keep his mic off today for the pick.
Yeah. It's just his...
so if the audience didn't hear Jackson make a pick, he just passes.
Yeah.
Gets that one automatically wrong.
Go back and listen to the recordings. It'll be in the recording.
Well done. Well done.
Are you saying our audience is liars? They
No.
hear you.
But there's buttons that affect things over here.
Well, you got these giant ears. Sometimes, they just flop over onto the wrong buttons. So it's like a basset hound in there.
It happens.
Yeah. Do your ears hang low? Do they wobble to and fro? Do they turn off your mic? Yes. Yeah. I love that the Wilma has been brought back. Someone was saying they couldn't hear you. Glad we can hear you now.
I appreciate it.
Yeah. Who were you, Esther, and I was Jandis?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
What are we doing that? I'm more excited about that when you promised Choice and I a matchup with two elderly tennis players.
I did?
I thought so.
Like you two were going to play against them?
Yeah.
They would wreck you two.
Okay.
Wreck you two.
Okay. Choice and I's strategy is going to hit it directly at them as hard as possible.
And like
time.
one out of every 20 will go over the net and probably hit one of them. Meanwhile, they won the other 19 points.
Well, how hard are they serving, though?
Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter.
You got us on 100.7 the score.
Getting to the point, but taking the scenic route to get there. This is the Bottom Line Podcast from 100.7 The Score.
Time for the fastest growing game show in the world, Take versus Take. Boy, for Serbia, Mitrovic with a nonchalant header.
Need who?
Mitrovic.
Okay.
I believe his name was Alexander Mitrovic. That sounds like a James Bond villain.
It
It's a cool
does.
name.
Does.
Clint Scott with Jamie Lynn Jackson Frazier. It's the bottom line on 100.7 The Score, 107thescore.com. Jamie has the questions today. Jackson, how are you feeling headed into today's competition?
I'm feeling good. I need to get a win. Feels like it's been a while.
I agree. Jamie, take it away.
All right, my first question for you two gentlemen. We'll start with you, Clint. The NFL has put in a new rule that gives an extra bonus point if the officials like the TD celebration. How are you trying to win that extra point? What is your TD celebration?
I think if that's the case, because it feels like they wouldn't give me a delay of game, I'm working really, really hard to learn the evolution of Dance Dance. And I'm doing like the full 8-minute video and just going through all the decades and, doing the disco, doing the robot, doing the sprinkler. And I think that they're going to be so blown away by, one, my commitment to the bit, and also my just electric dance moves. Like I'm taking it to a whole new level. Because, you start dancing, they go, okay, we've seen a touchdown dance, right? They go, and all of a sudden you switch to a new one. They go, whoa, whoa. And on the scoreboard it flashes, now the 80s. And they're like, whoa, okay, I didn't expect to. The 90s, he's doing 3 dance. He's doing the evolution of Dance Dance. And not only am I just getting an extra point, I'm getting an extra point for every single era.
I didn't know the video board spoke in that voice.
Well, when you're eating cold ice cream and you're turning 6'7" at 6'7", it does what it's going to do. Wearing a Smeedy jersey.
Okay. All right, Jackson?
I don't need all the extra stuff to get me the point. I'm just me, and I'm guessing I'm not a lineman, so I'm grabbing all 5 of the other linemen, and we're just doing the NY Sync bye dance in the end zone, choreographed and everything, then behind me. That's how we'll get the point.
Okay, Jackson wins the point. He's got his team involved, man. His team's involved. That's what I like for end zone celebrations.
I didn't need my team to score, and I didn't need my team for the celebration. I broke 8 tackles on the way to the end zone.
Nobody blocked for you.
Nobody blocked. I was the center. I recovered the fumble from the quarterback. I started with the ball and ended with the ball.
Scooped it up. Fat guy touchdown.
Your team's already trying to kick off while you're still celebrating in the end
You're
zone.
like, no, you wait just a second. I've got like 5 more minutes.
All right, Jackson takes a 1-0 lead. Jackson, first question, or this question is for you to go first. Tell me a TV show right now. It can be on Netflix or whatever, but a show that you're watching that you would love to live in that show. Not be an actor on that show, but you'd love to live in that show.
Oh, this one actually works really perfectly with the show I'm watching. I'm rewatching that 70s show right now when I go to bed. And I would love to have been there, like a kid, a teenager in the 70s, like no phone, no tracking, just go do whatever you're going to do. And then when you get home, your dad asks how your day was and you just fine. Doesn't need to know every single thing that you've done. Seems like a fun time period to be a teenager.
Okay.
So this is a tough one because I'm not really watching a TV show right now. I'm watching college basketball, and so this has to be the answer, but I'm not upset by it. My wife, for like the 50th time, is rewatching The Great British Bake Off. And if I can be a judge for The Great British Bake Off, are you kidding me? I would be, and I wouldn't even be as professional as they are, because of course they know all the baking terms. And they're like, see, dry, under here, yeah, under bake. This is raw. I would just be like, oh, this is great. This is raspberry cream pie here. This is so good. Like, I would just gain a bunch of pounds, but I wouldn't care. As long as I didn't have to be the contestant, I would totally be the judge on that show.
They just give you like the dunk contest score sheet, and you're just stuffing your face, and you just put up a number while you're eating it.
Today's technical, make me a pizza.
I think a lot of people would enjoy that, Clint, but I'm sorry, I'm going with Jackson. I think watching Jackson in that 70s show would be phenomenal. I mean, him living in that era would be great. I think that would be a lot of fun.
Serbia's
Jackson
going
wins
off
the
right
point.
now. And
Clint is celebrating Jackson winning the point.
This has been like the most aggressive soccer game the entire World Cup, I swear.
Yep.
Jamie, we had a caller guess your TV show.
He guessed mine? What did he guess?
Yellowstone.
Yeah, oh man. Heck yeah, dude. Would love it. Yeah. Pretty much anything on National Geographic. Mountain Man, Life Below Zero, all that. Yeah. No question.
I'm not. Every time I talk about, I can't tell you the last show that I've been like, I'm actually watching this show.
Yeah. Or how about Homestead Rescue? I would love to go help people fix up their homesteads. That'd be cool.
That'd be sweet. We should do that. You guys want to go off the grid sometime? For like a month?
Yes, I do.
Can you do it?
I do. Alone.
But I'll be alone, but just like where I can pop on over.
Yeah, you'd be like one mountain over.
Hey, Jamie, how's your shelter coming? Looks pretty good. This is not why I came up here.
I'm like,
it's a shame we lost Clint in the woods after I killed him with a rock.
I'm so embarrassed. My dear friends and my bear friends are like, you know that guy? Like, never seen him before.
Boy, you've caught a lot of fish. How'd you do those? A hand liner.
All right, Jackson's going for the sweep. Clint, you go first on this one. Who's the most overrated quarterback in the NFL right now?
Can I still say Russell Wilson? The shine has certainly fallen off of him, but he's played horrible. Like, it's been terrible, and there's a lot of problems over there with the Broncos. But to the other argument, like, all this stuff he did in Seattle, like, it has been absolutely awful. And I still, every once in a while, if I see an article about him, I feel like there's still the notion that the idea that he's a top 10 quarterback, he's not even a top 20 quarterback right now. It's been bad. And the drop off over there has been, as a Chiefs fan, I love it. But it's like you've seen a bunch of stuff, I feel like, come out. Like, he hasn't been a great teammate. You saw the stuff come out from Seattle. Like, all of that stuff was kind of, I don't know, it feels kind of fake now. And not the play on the field, because there was good play at Seattle, but I mean, the ultimate teammate, Russell Wilson, all of that has gone by the wayside to me with his stint with the Broncos, who, oh, by the way, is only in year one of a massive contract extension.
Okay, good answer. Good answer. It is interesting. A year ago, I would have definitely told you he was top 10 quarterback in the league, and you're absolutely right. I'd have a hard time putting him in the top 15 now.
So mine is a quarterback that I don't think any of us will say is a good quarterback. Like, we know
Jalen Hurts,
the quarterback he is. No. But I think the overall NFL world and media likes him, and I don't really see it, and that's Kyler Murray. I just think terrible teammate. Like, he's gifted and special, and he can do special things at times, but I don't think he puts it together often enough, on top of being a really bad teammate and kind of just openly talking bad about coaches and stuff like that. I wouldn't even start him if I was a coach on my team right now.
How unfortunate, and not unfortunate like I care, but they had the whole contract stuff with him, like, dude, you got to study film, you got to stop playing Call of Duty. And he just happens to start sitting games when the newest Call of Duty releases for the manager. The timing is hysterical.
Yeah, two really good answers there. I definitely agree with them. I was wondering if either one of you guys would go Lamar Jackson route. I mean, a lot of hype, but his team never seems to reach their potential, it feels like to me.
I'm just not all. I understand that. I'm not all the way off the Lamar train.
Yeah, no,
by
I'm not
any
all the
means.
way off either. It seems like he's extremely hyped,
Yeah.
and his team continuously doesn't reach their potential.
They've
so.
choked a ton this year, too. They showed the graphic of, like, the 4 times they've had double-digit leads and have lost this season.
Yeah.
Yeah, every game they've lost, they've had a double-digit lead.
It's nuts.
All right, I'm going to have to go with Clint on that one. So Jackson does not complete the sweep, but he does get the W. Taking 2 out 3. Congratulations, Jackson.
No. He's pretty, but dang it, he's just so talented. I have a clip to show you later.
Can't wait.
It's hysterical. You ever had you still have your wisdom teeth?
I had them removed.
Okay, just make sure. Didn't want to open up to prove it.
No, I don't think so.
Is that like because you have to be interested in teeth to be a dentist, right? You would think. It's not like just a job.
I would guess so. I don't know.
Is that one of those things, if you're a dentist, like half your conversations are still like when you meet people are about teeth, either brought up by them or by you? Like, oh, you're a dentist. Like, oh, in this incisor?
I wouldn't guess so, because what are people walking around talking about teeth about?
I don't know, dentists.
Getting to the point, but taking the scenic route to get there. This is the Bottom Line Podcast from 100.7 The Score.
You've got the bottom line on 100.7 The Score and 107thescore.com. Clint Scott with Jamie Lent and Jackson Frazier. Got us on 100.7 The Score, 107thescore.com. I have Jamie's question of the day here momentarily. First, we get this. Jamie just blew right past the Shakira from Clint, the things you can get used to.
When you're talking about your hips not lying?
Well, it was for Shakiri, who almost got another goal, and then they did get another goal from Imbrolo. Turn back around. I can't see your jersey.
Imbrolo.
This feels like a 45-45 American football game. 2-2. Shootout.
Big 12 matchup. No defense.
No defense. We get this on the chat line. I know it is unlikely, but any scenario that would eliminate or limit SEC from the playoffs could be fun. Yeah, it feels like right now, if playing the what-if game in Georgia and LSU's game tomorrow, if somehow, some way, LSU won the conference championship, they're still not putting LSU in, right?
Surely they're not, but to me it'd have to be just a massive beatdown to get Georgia to drop from 1 to out.
Yeah, and I honestly think even if it was a no-show and it was a 45-2 win for LSU, I just feel like Georgia's locked into it. I think even in a beatdown that they'd be
even
the
at
4 seed.
45-2.
I do. I think it's locked in that much.
I don't know, man. That's hard for me to take if it's a beatdown.
I'm not saying I would take it well. I think that's how entrenched it is.
Maybe. I don't know. I don't think I'm wholeheartedly in agreement with you.
Well, because
I think if it's a 20-point game, they're still in. I mean, if it's 40 points, no, I just don't think so.
Here's my thinking on this, and this is why. There will be an SEC team in it. There just will. And
Well, what if
even if
Georgia gets shellacked and TCU also loses? So they can put Ohio State and Bama in.
See, what my thinking with this is, even if it's
And how do you put Bama in?
of Georgia being locked into it, is I don't think you couldn't. They're not going to put LSU in, even if they shellacked them, if they were the shellackers. And the shellac recipients being Georgia, of course. If LSU just waxed them, I still don't think they're putting them in. They're too far out, too many losses. But then on top of that, so you're not putting in the team that won the SEC championship game. You're not putting in the team that was in the SEC championship game. Now you're still skipping it over. I don't think they would do that.
I hear you.
And I think Georgia has too many good wins. If Alabama was a one-loss team, sure.
Yeah.
That
But we
would
all know
absolutely be the case.
We all know that timing factors in as well.
Right. Well, that's why I think they would still drop them to 4. I'm like, yeah, we dropped them, but they're still in. Again, I would be outraged by this, but that's what I think what happened. Now, I don't think Georgia even loses the game, clearly.
I don't
but in the fun what-if scenario. Yeah. All right, so question. I have the question of the day. That's right.
Jamie's question of the day on 100.7 The Score is presented by Bizarre Solutions. Call them today for a free cybersecurity audit.
We are of course, in Big 12 country, but who knows? You might have a different answer. What conference championship game to you is the most interesting from everyone's perspective? Because I still think it's the Big 12, just because I think it's the closest of competition, and TCU still has things to prove to everybody.
Well, it feels like there's a potential for a blowout in everyone, to me, except the Big 12 and the Pac-12.
Yeah.
Okay, so I would tell you I'm very much interested in the Pac-12 championship game also. But those are the two, along with the Big 12, that are the most intriguing to me.
Are you pulling for Utah, or do you care?
I'm pulling for USC.
Pulling for USC? Okay.
I have a friend that's a USC fan, so I root for his Trojans.
Gotcha. Because I would assume there's probably quite a bit of people out here that are anti-Lincoln Riley.
Yeah,
still.
I've always been anti-Lincoln Riley, but I don't know.
Okay. Yeah.
Pull for my friend.
Pulling for your friend. Let's go, Jamie's friend. Jackson?
I'm with Jamie. Those two definitely within P5 are the two biggest, I think, that have the chance to be the closest in a real fun game to watch. If you go outside of that, the Tulane game seems like could be a really good game to watch if you're wanting to look outside of P5.
Just from a college football standpoint, I think that is the most up in the air to me. I do think it's interesting with Central Florida coming into the Big 12 next year. Tulane side, they were 2-10 last year, and an immediate turnaround at 10. Complete opposite.
Yep.
That's an unbelievable turnaround there. What would be the biggest upset? Would it be Purdue beating Michigan?
That's where I would go.
Yeah. Yeah, because, again, the ACC just kind of, it's funny.
I'd be really shocked to see LSU beat Georgia, too.
Yeah, those are the two, right? Just like the to me, I agree, the USC, or the Pac-12 and the Big 12 are the most interesting. And then from those other two, that the biggest upsets would either be LSU or Michigan. LSU or Purdue. Which would you be more shocked, though, of those two? Would it still be Purdue?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. I look at that, though, too. The ACC is just kind of funny to me because it doesn't mean anything. Like, I'm more invested in the American Conference Championship game because it has the same meaning. But, for both of those teams, I know it's the Conference Championship game, but they're both coming in after gut-wrenching losses. North Carolina's dropped 2 in a row, one of those to North Carolina State in overtime, and then Clemson getting beat by South Carolina. Like, both officially, it doesn't matter if you win. There's no really, but if you win, if Clemson wins and these teams lose, you can still slip it. Like, that is just completely waxed coming in this with the Ohio State sitting outside, with Alabama sitting outside, with Tennessee. They are in a. I don't think it'll be. I'm sure both coaches there for Mac Brown and Dabo aren't going like, nah, I guess we might as well just go win it. Like, they're still obviously going to show up, but
Sure.
The appeal from a viewership standpoint for me is just, if they were, and they're not, but if they were stacked up time wise, I'd rather watch the American Championship. Let us know what you think on the Yates Flooring Center chat line. Thoughts, comments, reaction, all that. Welcome there. We get this from Metalhead. He's been watching The Walking Dead. Would like to be there with Daryl.
Oh, jeez. I don't think I'd like to be in that world.
No. Mm-mm. This from Panhandle Raider. Teenager in the early/mid 90s was great too. So he wants to smoke pot with his buddies in a basement. Got it. Instead of getting Jamie his ketchup like he asked.
Hey, man, I was just answering the question. No, it has more to do with the lifestyle of the teenager in the
Smoking pot
70s.
in the basement. Yeah. Lifestyle. Are you... So I'm guessing then, for the question's sake, you're currently rewatching that?
Yeah, it's been the show that I like turn on before I go to bed recently.
How many... Because we have that where it's like rotating, where it comes back. How many times have you watched that through?
Well, I just got the streaming service that it was on, but when it was on Netflix like a few years ago, I've probably seen it all the way through like 2 or 3 times.
Yeah. This for Jamie Lent, Naked and Afraid.
I don't think so. Don't think so.
That one seems awful to me out of all of those, because on the Naked and Afraid, especially when they're in like hot places, I would be more afraid of sunburn. Like, my one item wouldn't be a machete or like a bow and arrow or a knife or a fire starter. It'd be like, can I have sunscreen? SPF 125. Could you imagine, like, on the partner one, like, okay, I have a fire starter and I got a machete and I got a bowl for us to drink water. Okay, I brought 3 things of sunscreen. You ready? Come on, partner, up top.
I just think the concept of the show is the dumbest thing ever.
Like, because it's
Like
supposed to be you got
survival
lost. I got
shows,
lost
yes.
and I lost my clothes.
Yeah. How does that make any sense whatsoever?
It's those clothes stealing lions again. Got to watch out. Hour number 3 when we come back.
Bringing you the truth, or something like the truth. This is the Bottom Line Podcast from 100.7 The Score.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children for all ages, it is once again time to play No Diggity. Bust out your digitometers. It's time to go. It's that time of day where I throw out a certain situation to Jamie Jackson and you, our fine listening audience. And with their digitometers and with our listeners' digitometers, I mean, just selling just off the shelves, lights out sales. You can't hit that with your elbow, friend. It's soccer.
Probably sold a lot of those on Black Friday.
I did. Yeah. Actually, Cyber Monday is where it really took off.
Okay.
The actual shelves, because they were in a warehouse, the Bottom Line warehouse, where the loser of Take versus Take has to sleep and spend the night.
There was a flash flood at the warehouse, and that's why they took them off the shelves.
Yeah. We really need to work on the roofs over there.
Yeah.
Yeah. If only we had someone to call. Would you say you wake up, what is it, bright-eyed and bushy-tail?
Mm-hmm. That's
like,
me.
Does that just mean like a squirrel? What does that mean?
It definitely means that you act like a squirrel.
You wake up bright-eyed and bushy-tails, breath fresh of acorns from the night's dinner before. It's Christmas morning.
I try to eat my acorns before 8, then brush my teeth. So.
And if you're a squirrel, you have buck teeth, so you really need to focus on
just a couple.
1 and 2. Just a couple. If you were really, really buck-toothed, would you spend more time brushing those 2 and not worry about the other ones as much because you're going to notice those ones more?
I'm an equal opportunity teeth brusher. So I wouldn't focus on just the superstar teeth. I would focus on his complementary teeth, his teammates, the role teethers as well.
These are my glue teeth.
Mm-hmm.
Jackson, if you were
What are we doing?
playing No
What
Diggity,
are we doing?
would you brush more on the buck teeth than the other ones? Because I think I would.
I'd probably want to make sure those look good, but I'm not going to just forget about the other ones.
Well, no, you don't forget about the other ones, but it's not just like a swipe on the other ones, but I would really, really polish those puppies up. Make them stand out above the crowd.
So disappointed right now.
Okay.
One day on the morning drive, Chuck started asking questions. If I was a squirrel, what would I do? Or would you be the kind of squirrel that would save a lot of nuts? Or would you just at the last minute, would you go and gather your nuts? And I've never felt the same about the morning drive ever since. And now I feel like I've reached the same point with the bottom line.
Just curious. Just a lot of.
What is it with you people from Kansas?
We
You're
just
obsessed with squirrels. And if you were a squirrel, you a bunch of Furbies? What's going on in Kansas?
Remember when that was a big gift? Like the different, like, I guess they're all the same shape. Are Furbies still a thing? When's the last Furby that was sold? Speaking of flying off the shelves. And what were they? Were they a bird? Because they had a beak. Did they have buck teeth? If a Furby had buck teeth, do you think that they would spend more time on their buck teeth?
Aren't Furbies the people who dress like animals?
Oh no, that's
What is that? Furry?
A furry.
I don't know what a Furby is.
Should
I was
Chuck
talking about a furry.
Should the state of Kansas be more offended that we got told we were Furbies or furries? Which one's worse? Probably the furry would be.
Furbies were dope back in the day.
Yeah, you're right. Should be more offended by the furry thing. Well, that goalie just got pushed over. What in the world? Let him know about it. I bring you this story after all of that. From Germany. Maybe upset that their team got knocked out of the World Cup. Who knows?
I think they're not real happy about it.
No, das bad is what they have
My
said.
token German friend is frustrated. He's angry.
You just have one?
Yes, just one German friend. His name is David. He drives a black car. Calls it Kit. I had him going.
Hasselhoff. He was a big deal. Would you go to a David Hasselhoff concert?
Only if my front two teeth were cleaned.
Yeah. Well, you got to if you're going to show off for Hasselhoff. The Hoff. Why don't we get him from Raider Alley next year, huh?
Oh, that would be awesome. I think we'd rather have Pam.
Is that a bottom 5 selection? The Hoff? I think people would laugh at it and go to it sarcastically.
Probably so.
I would ask off for that one. I can't do Game Day Live. I have to go watch the Hoff with my buck teeth.
The Hoff.
David, check out my squirrel teeth. Bright-eyed and bushy-tailed. A 72-year-old hospital patient in Germany just got arrested. For why, you ask?
I did. I did ask.
For unplugging her roommate's ventilator.
Oh.
Because the sound of it was annoying her. The other patient was a 79-year-old lady who needed the ventilator to breathe and, probably stay alive to keep living.
Dang, Ursula.
Gretchen. Gertrude.
Oh, man.
She did it once. And the hospital staff told her, 9, do not do this again. They made sure she understood that the ventilator was a life or death thing for the woman. So it seems like they walked her through. Like, you see this? Yeah. Like, if you unplug this, she go bye-bye. Like, let's keep her with the living.
Mm-hmm.
Aces? Check.
Got it.
Good. Bueno.
Bessie?
Moved on. Then she did it again later that night anyway and almost killed her. Doctors had to revive the woman, but luckily she made it. The lady who did it was in court on Wednesday. She's facing charges for attempted manslaughter.
Wow. Just wow.
It brings us to today's no diggity situation. You can't unplug things from a hospital just because the sound annoys you. Maybe diggity? Have you listened to noises? They're pretty annoying.
100% no diggity.
Oh man, just check.
Unless it's like you're in the waiting room and it's like some 7-year-old's on his iPad playing video games, then unplug the heck out of that bad boy. Like, yo, iPad kid, go take a jog or something. Do something with your life.
Sounds like the world's worst superhero, the iPad kid. I'll save you with this app. Jackson?
100% no diggity.
Okay, just checking.
I do feel her pain though, because I have spent the night in a hospital where there's like noises just that will keep going off, and I would rip everything out of the socket at one point in the night to have made that go away. But at the same time, that wasn't risking the life of somebody else. It was just, it was hooked up to me.
What were you in the hospital for?
I had kidney stones, and so I had to stay the night. And I kept trying to fall asleep.
You went to the hospital for that?
Yeah, it was bad.
You didn't just pass them like a real man?
Yeah.
No.
You can go through a strainer and put them in a jar as a trophy.
If that is the bar of being a real man, count me out. That was the worst experience of my life by a mile.
Oh, man.
Jackson wants to be in the 70s show so bad, even his kidneys got stoned. Also, no diggity for me. Just wanted to make sure I could trust you guys with my lives if I was ever in the hospital. And I hope you guys are okay that I've put you down as my emergency contacts. You're 2 and 3, but you're down for sure.
We're down.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Which one of us is 2? I mean, I gotta win.
Who do you think is number 2?
Jackson is number 2.
Jackson is number 2. They're gonna listen to that backup quarterback here when they bring him in. He hasn't been breathing.
Number 2 on your depth chart, number 2 on your phone list.
Yeah, that was good. Oh man. We get this. Now Jamie is going to unplug Chuck's mic on the morning drive.
You really think I wouldn't have thought about that already?
Yeah, I'm surprised. Oh, what happened there? Well, the flop of well, I'm gonna say the flop of the century. We've seen a lot.
So
I mean,
guy makes contact with the other guy, takes 2 steps. Meanwhile, the whole time he's pretending that the other guy is still holding on to him. She's not. And then he falls.
Some of these are like they're getting sniped out of the crowd, right? When they fall, it's just like
Sure.
Like that one. He almost went into the worm though. He should have. That was awesome.
That would be cool.
My favorite part though is it's a part of the game, right? It just is.
Oh, their sideline is coming undone, man.
Clear the benches.
Oh, they're
Soccer
on the
brawl.
field.
Ooh, yellow card to the whole sideline.
Oh, and I love the other teams telling them to get back.
You know who I am? I'm Shaqiri. My hips don't lie. You got the bottom line at 100.7 The Score. We'll keep it going next. Stay with us.
This has been the Bottom Line Podcast from 100.7 The Score. Go to 100-7thescore.com for more from the Double T Sports Network.